Hello, my name is Chiara and I've been a personal trainer for over 7 years, and today I want to take you through a brutal glute workout. We're gonna do 5 exercises and I'm gonna go through every single move with full explanation in details. So let's get started. Okay, so this is a barbell Bulgarian split squat. And today, this is my first exercise of my workout because it's the one where I want to give 100% of my energy. I start by placing my back foot on the bench, just resting it there. I'm not pushing with it. Make sure you don't push with that. All the work comes from the front leg. My front foot stays completely flat on the floor the whole time, especially the heel, because that's where I want to push from. Before I move, I set my core and I hinge slightly. So you don't have to be perfectly upright. I allow a small forward lean so I can load the glute properly. From here, I slowly lower myself down, keeping the weight over the front foot and controlling the movement all the way to the bottom. The back leg is only there for balance, remember, it's not helping me to push. I keep the chest open, the spine neutral, and I focus on staying stable the entire time. Because this is a unilateral exercise and I'm working one leg at a time, it demands a lot of focus and control. And that's exactly why I start my session with it. Heavy control and with full intention on every single rep. I will always start with the weakest leg, which for me is the left. And if there's a lot of difference between left and right, you can actually do an extra set on the left. So let's say this is the case, you can do 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps on each leg. Alright, the next exercise is the hip thrust, and I would always suggest using a soft box if you can. This one is a hip thrust box, but honestly any box in the gym works as long as it's not extremely high. For example, I'm quite tall, I'm about 175, 5'10", and even for me, I don't like being too high. Yes, a higher box can increase the range of motion slightly, but I find that it makes it much harder to come out of the bottom position. And for me, it just feels uncomfortable. So I'd rather choose a box or a bench that gives me good support without forcing me into an awkward position. Once I'm set up, I make sure my feet are planted firmly on the floor and I'm ready to drive through the heels. I keep my chin tucked in the entire time. I don't want my head lifting or my neck taking over the movement. For this exercise, I work in sets where I start with 8 poses at the top. I lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes and hold the position for a brief pause to really control the movement. After that, I go straight into 8 full repetitions, still focusing on control and tension, not just moving the weight. Every rep is driven through the heels with the glutes doing the work, and I stay in control from start to finish. Next and third exercise, I move into a step up. For this one, I like to hold on to something solid. In this case, the squat rack, just to give myself more stability and control throughout the movement. The only reason I hold on to something is because it allows me to go a little bit heavier, and more importantly, it allows me to go slower. I'm holding a kettlebell here, and having the extra point of support helps me to stay fully in control instead of rushing the rep or losing balance. That being said, it doesn't mean you have to hold on to something. If you're just standing out or if you want to increase the load safely, then yes, holding on to something is a great option, but it's not mandatory. There are so many variations of this exercise. You can do step ups at the speed machine with cables using a TRX or even completely free if you're confident with your balance. This is just one version, the one I find most accessible. You don't need a complicated setup, and it's something pretty much everyone can do in any gym, even in your own home. I use a bench rather than a soft step. I prefer something firm and stable under my foot. It gives me more confidence and lets me focus on the muscle instead of worrying about balance. I also load this exercise on the opposite side. So if I'm stepping up with my left leg, I hold the kettlebell in my right hand and hold onto the rack with my left arm. As I step up, I drive through the heel of the working leg, so make sure the heel stays on the bench. For my last exercise, I finished with a superset. At this point, the glutes are already very fatigued, so this is more about tension and control rather than heavy load. I start with back extensions, but I'm doing them with a glutes focus. I slightly round my upper back on purpose because I want to push through the glutes rather than extending through the lower back. I'm holding a heavyweight dumbbell, keeping it close to my body, and I really think about driving my hips into the pad and squeezing the glutes at the top of every repetition. As soon as I finish the back extension, I go straight into sumo squats. I keep a wide stance, toes slightly turned out, and I stay controlled through the movement. I sit into the hips, push the knees out, and again I drive through the heels to keep the tension on the glutes. I do between 10 to 15 reps on the sumo squats back to back with the back extensions, and I repeat this for 3 times. No long rest in between, just enough to reset and go again. This superset is the perfect way to finish the session. By the end of it, the glutes are fully worked, pumped, and honestly there's nothing left. I did this workout the other day when I did this video, and I didn't go really heavy because I was recording the video, and oh my god, I could feel it for days. I literally couldn't sit without feeling pain in my glutes. So yeah, if you try, please let me know in the comments. You can ask me any questions if you have any on the comments or on Instagram, Facebook, or you can send me an email. I will be more than happy to help you. So thank you so much. I will see you very soon, actually next week in my next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have so many more videos like this coming your way. Thank you so much.